History of biometric fingerprints. Biometric fingerprint is a science based on genetics, expressed on fingerprint. Biometric fingerprint of everyone is unique and different. Fingerprint will never change in our lifetime. There is also none in the world that have the same fingerprints as ours, which enables us to be uniquely identified. History of biometric fingerprints. Fingerprints offer a reliable means of personal identification. It has been applied since ancient times. Other visible human characteristics, such as facial features, tend to change with age, but fingerprints are relatively persistent. Chinese used fingerprints to sign legal documents as far back as 3,000 years ago. William Herschel, an English civil servant, India, required natives to sign contracts with an imprint of their right hand, Hindu custom. During the 1870s, Dr. Henry Faulds, the British surgeon superintendent of Tsukiji Hospital in Tokyo, Japan, took up the study of skin furrows after noticing finger marks on specimens of prehistoric pottery. A learned and industrious man, Dr. Faulds not only recognized the importance of fingerprints as a means of identification, but devised a method of classification as well. In 1880, Dr. Henry Faulds published an article in the scientific journal, Nature. He discussed fingerprints as a means of personal identification, and the use of printer's ink as a method for obtaining such fingerprints. He is also credited with the first fingerprint identification of a greasy fingerprint left on an alcohol bottle. He gave the total fingerage count, TFRC, that would guess about relatively accurate genetics, related the potential and wisdom of man. Dr. Harold Cummins is unanimously recognized as the father of dermatoglyphics. In 1926, Harold disclosed each aspect of fingerprint analysis starting from anthropology to genetics, from the study of malformed hands to embryology. His famous Down syndrome guessed the genetic link to the disease based upon the presence of the simian crease. Dermatoglyphics have been used in anthropology. The Cummins methodologies are accepted as important tools in tracing genetic and evolutionary relationships. His methodology has acquired common usage in diagnosis of some types of mental retardation, schizophrenia, cleft palate and even heart. In 1958, Noel Jacquin, to prove that fingerprints have psychological significance, he studied and discovered that each fingerprint would correspond to a particular category of personality. Since the 1950s, the United States began research activities on the application of biometric testing to the diagnosis of Down syndrome. Since 1970, the Soviet Union has applied biometric tests to select Olympic athletes for early training. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.